Okay, so here we are again for round two of the Stop Killing Games topic. And I wanted to make this video and hopefully make it really quick. I've tried to make this video like 4 times, or like 6 times now, but it keeps going off the rails because I feel very strongly about this topic. I think the reason I'm making another video about it is because it's clear to me that A, some people just don't understand what my point was. And B, they're so self-absorbed in what they want that they don't want to hear anybody who differs from their opinion. They just want what they want, and they don't care whether what they're asking for is ideologically, philosophically, objectively right or wrong, or whatever you want to attach to it. So let me make it very clear what my point is. It's not about your video game. It's not about my video game. It's not about anybody's video games. The video game part of it is not the issue. The issue for me with this particular thing is the idea that you're going to require a person, a company, an entity, whatever, to a private person, company, or entity to produce a product or give a service to a very specific standard. And the reason why that is unreasonable is because you wouldn't like it if they did it to you. There are certain things in the society that we accept have to be that way. You know, healthcare has to be provided in a certain way because if you get that wrong, people get sick, people get hurt, people die. Police officers are held to a specific standard, but those are government entities anyway. If you are a private company offering a private service or a private product, you get to decide how you market that, how you package it, how you sell it, how you want to do it. That's the way that it works. And if you were to go into business for yourself, you would not want the government to come in and force you to package your product in a very specific way because you want to do your business your way. Everybody does. Like you, if you're watching me now, you want that. If you were going to go into business for yourself, you would be really mad if the government suddenly came in and said, "Oh no, you can't make your product this way, you must make it this way." You wouldn't want them to do that to you. Okay? So for those of you who aren't so self-absorbed into the whole video game part of this, I want my game. I want my game. Anybody who's like that isn't going to hear anything other than they want their game. I get it. That's fine. I don't really pay attention to those people. What I want to make clear, and the reason I'm making a second video is that there is a principle that fair is fair, and that's just the end of it. And fair means that you apply the same standard to everybody. Everybody gets applied to the same level of scrutiny, to the same level of expectation, to the same level of everything. And if you as a person would not be okay with somebody else coming in and telling you how to run your business, then it's not fair for you to go into someone else's company, whether they're a small company or a massive multi-billion-dollar company, and try to tell them how they have to make their product. Okay? The only exceptions we allow for that are things that are going to hurt somebody, steal from somebody, bring some kind of legitimate harm in some kind of way. Those are the only exceptions that we apply to that. But it's still fair because we apply those exceptions to everybody. So I'm sorry that those of you who think that this is a noble ideological movement can't understand that. Some of you can't understand it because you hate the big companies. You just want to stick it to them. It's kind of a revenge mindset, and I get it. That's fine. I think that's a horrible way to go about living, but there's a big portion of the population that wants to do that. And then there's another portion of the population who are just so focused on what they want for them, they can't even think about the philosophy or ethics behind what it is that they're asking for. So I get it. It's fine. There's a certain portion of the population who's just not going to be capable of hearing what I'm saying. But for the rest of you, my point is not about video games. It's not about whether the companies should be packaging their products a different way. I think that they should. I think they should sell games for full price and you get forever access to it. I think you should get that. My issue is not that I think that it's okay that they do it. My issue is asking the government to step in to force them to do it. That's where you and I differ. That's where those of you who would disagree with me differ. The community can put pressure on these companies by not purchasing their services anymore until they start offering products permanently. That's how you do it. You do not ask the government to come in and force them to make the product that way. Why? Because you wouldn't want them to do it to you, which makes it objectively unfair. And that's it. It's as simple as that. It really is. So those of you who are inevitably going to whine and complain about, I want my game. Okay, I get it. You want your game. It still doesn't make it right because you want your game. The government should not be mandating to companies how they make their product unless it's a health or safety or some kind of harm concern. And I'm sorry, but a company not offering you a permanent product is not a harm concern. It's a I'm not getting what I want concern, which means that's a you problem, not a government problem. Get over it. So, yeah, if you're offended, good, because I don't know what else to say to you other than the truth is the truth. And if you don't like the truth, that's your problem, not the government's and not mine. So have fun with that. Thanks for watching.